Hello, ChoroQ fans. So we got a new line from ChoroQ called Q's. Now, I wish I could have gotten a video like this out to you earlier. I actually ordered this green Datsun pickup truck from my local dealer. He sold the one he had to someone else, and he said he ordered more. And it's been over 6 months since that happened, maybe 9 months. And so it's never going to happen. I've come to realize this because these first four, this is the very first wave of this Q's line. And, you know, the regular websites, they're all sold out, and now you have to pay an inflated price. And so I'm going to assume this is number 1, 2, 3, 4. But now you see if this Delica here, it says Q's 08. So they're already moved past this line of molds here. This is like a sandbar wagon. It's not the Delica. So I don't think that ChoroQ ever makes second runs of the same colorway. That's what I'm guessing. Or, well, I don't know. So anyways, I just bought this because I don't think I'm ever going to get that green pickup truck. Unless it comes up on the secondary market at a decent price, which is improbable. Alright, so now we have the part is QS08. This must be the 8th mold, I'm assuming, and A means a colorway. So, but this is the only color I'm aware of. Maybe later on they'll do a different color and there'll be B. No date there. Sometimes, usually Choros have a date, but I think there'll be a production dial on the bottom of this thing. Yeah, I don't see a date, but maybe I missed it. There's so much text there. We'll see if the toy itself has a production dial. I'd like to know how old my toys are, because that sets a value of it, you know, buying or selling it. Okay, well, you got a bunch of plastic here holding the thing in place. Now, you'll see the wheels are all jacked up, and that's on purpose. Let me get in the close. So this is a new technology that they have going where you can pose the wheels. We'll open it up later just to take a look at it. That rear wheel really poses a lot. It's almost like turning into a submarine from that old James Bond movie where the Lotus becomes a submarine. Okay, well, let's just get the wheels in a normal position and then try to look at it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it can't even show up in a normal position. I'm just trying to put on the table, push the wheels down so they're flat, and I guess that's the normal stance, so that doesn't look normal, right? Hold on. Alright, so it's yellow, it's not metallic though, and you got this safari pattern. It's quite interesting. Never seen a Delica like that. I looked up Delica Safari but wasn't seeing it. Alright, well, like other modern ChoroQs, ChoroQ Zeros is the only other modern line I'm aware of. It has nice molded details, or actually all ChoroQs, even the old ones, have nice tight panel lines because this is made of plastic, this body, it's not metal. And let's see, this must be probably the new standard ChoroQ wheel. It looks a little different than the older 5-spokes I'm accustomed to. And then, let's see, the canopy is smoked plastic. Must be I don't know if it's a separate piece or not. We'll find out when we open it. And like ChoroQ Zeros, painted on headlights, which is kind of weak. I think in this day and age, everything should be clear plastic, especially when Tiny Q does it. Okay, but this one wasn't as expensive as a Zero, so maybe it's acceptable. Nice printing though. These, you know, turn signals are nicely separated. I like that the four-wheel drive is molded into the bumper. There's a little yellow on these fog lights. Not metallic yellow though. Just an opening recessed there. This side looks the same. I don't know if there's a fuel filler indicated. No, it's not the same. There's no door on this side, so it is a minivan. Minivan probably driving in Japan. I don't think they drive on the left side of the road. Alright, taillights look good as far as the separation goes, and one thing I don't like about ChoroQs are these silly coin holders. This is a wind-up toy. Does this thing really wind up? No, right? So if it's not a wind-up toy, why does it still have the coin holder? It can't take off and do a wheelie. All these coin holders do is just make the model look worse. Or I don't know, it's not a model, make the toy look worse. So it's unfortunate they still follow this tradition. Okay, so yeah, here's a production dial. So this particular toy was made in November of 2022. And it's nice that it tells you what it is, who made it, what line it is, and where it was made and when. So you basically know everything you need to know, to buy and sell this thing in the future, which is nice. This is kind of neat. The brush card here is actually like hollow. Didn't even notice that last time around. Okay, so the front wheels, you can get an indication. There's a ball, and the wheel is attached to it, and that wheel can still spin. It's not going to roll. It doesn't roll smoothly. There's a lot of friction, so it's not going to roll down the track or anything like that. Let me get the screwdriver out here. All right, so here's the trick that I used. The screw wasn't coming out, but what I did is I jammed this in to that gap, so the thread of the screw would catch this, and now it was screwing out against this, and that's how I got that screw out. So now I gotta press this out again. There we go. Alright, so this thing was this is holding the under brush guards. There's a little plastic washer that just fell off somewhere, and you can see the transparent canopy is a separate piece. It's not the whole body being clear. It's actually a separate piece. I guess that's an advancement of some sort. No screws holding it together, no press fittings, no heat marks or anything, just friction, I guess, and some ledges. But this is where it's at. So we got just the balls in here. I guess I might as well open this as well. I can't imagine there's going to be anything but plastic in here, just holding the balls in place. It seems odd that there's actually 3 screws holding this little thing together. Yeah, that's it. So it just balls in like these not half circular recesses. It's hard to describe stuff you've never seen before. Yeah, that's it. So friction wise, I guess is maybe, I don't know if you can tighten it or not. I don't think so, because it looks like these pegs align there, and it just bottoms out against the top of these things. So that's what's happening there. So now you see, like, if they just got rid of the coin holder, they could just have the bumper go across, maybe print a license plate back there, and it would just look a whole lot nicer, I think, instead of the coin holder. Well, anyways, let's put this thing back together. So one other thing I'm noticing is this axle is plastic. It's got a L on it, so there's a lot of friction going on with this ball. In fact, I think, does the ball actually come off? No, it doesn't. So yeah, this will never be a smooth running thing. It does roll and all. It's actually a realistic roll, because real cars have friction due to the tires deforming and the drivetrain itself. Alright, I'll finish up this assembly. So now, look, I realized I tightened down those screws quite a bit. Knowing it's plastic, I can't screw them down too much. But it didn't adjust the tension at all. It's kind of loose, or oh, you know what? Maybe that plastic didn't land home. Let me try this again. How could it not, though? It's really strange. So I took it apart, but you can see if I hold the front end totally tight, there's just a gap there. It doesn't go flush. It's also weird that they put the hole above a bump. The screw head is actually deforming that plastic. So yeah, if you look at the inside here, it's really strangely designed. These look like they're all level. I was thinking maybe that's purposely a different height to adjust tension, but I'm clearly installing this properly. It just doesn't want to actually sit flush in the back. Yeah, very strange. Anyway, so what I do is I just I put these screws in like this a little bit, and then hold on, let me find that screwdriver. You gotta do this by hand. The electric drill will just the electric driver will just strip the threads. Try to find the thread hole. I think that one's good. Alright, so it's loose, right? Then I just pop in the actual wheels while it's loose, because to try to align all this stuff, I think the front was too tight though. There. So it'll catch it, you know, keep it from falling out. There we go. Okay. Now that's... Oh, you know, I can tighten the front end. Sorry if I lose focus. I can't hit focus and use my two hands. There we go. Alright, so let's tighten this down again. Front first. The front's pretty tight. It's this back one. Maybe I should tighten the back one first. Maybe let's try that one out. No, you see, it's still gappy. That plastic does not want to go down any further. See, that just doesn't seem right to me, but that's just the way it is. It is really strange that that bump is there. I don't understand the logic of that. Why would they even bother putting that in there in the first place if the balls are here? There's no axle going through this thing. Well, anyways, yeah, see, that's really tight. So tight that it deformed the plastic, and I don't want to strip out the hole. I mean, it's not super loose, but it's not as tight as the front. The front is definitely tighter. Yeah, it's hard to for you to really know, of course, unless you get one. All right, well, I might as well show you the rest of the assembly because this one is tricky. So I found you should put this foot plate on first onto this. There's two locator pins, and they go into those two holes there on the studs. All right, so that goes in like that. Maybe press all the wheels downwards because it'll just be easier. There was a plastic washer there, but it doesn't seem to matter as far as the threading goes. So I can't even find where that thing went. Now, so while don't flip it over, because you want that thing down, because this thing traps that piece of plastic put on there. So again, focus. These little tabs here trapping that. So I have to slide this in through the holes in the front. Come on. There. Uh-oh. Maybe the plastic moved already. But I gotta trap that plastic in there. You can actually see maybe through the window. There it is. It landed home. So after fidgeting around with this some more, I'm like, why don't the wheels come down? They will go up into the body, but they won't come down. The fronts don't have a problem either way. But it turns out I am a moron. But you can pull the wheel out on that little plastic axle. You see? This side is in, that side is out. Now that it's further out, you can actually pull the wheels down. So yeah, just keep that in mind because you'll miss it just like me. Before I just had them compressed, and you know, it could go in and out. I mean, up and down, but not past like horizontals, even those. So you got to pull it out like that, right? And then you can get some crazy posing. Alright, so you can see it's just in the normal stance. But the intention is to be able to pose it, right? So now it's like maybe it's at a lowrider show. But really, I guess this is for going around turns. So I guess I want to do more like this. I can press this side, extend this side. Let's see it come around this bend here. Alright, so it's coming around the bend. It makes for cool photography. It gives it a dynamic look. What I don't understand is like, why hasn't this been done before in realistic looking cars? I think the closest thing I've seen is the lowriders by Hot Wheels RLC, but they have an extra member, like another piece. But if they just, you know, put axles on balls and compress the balls, hopefully adjustable, you know, compression with better spacing of the screws, then you could get really cool poses, you know, on a realistic car, either for dynamic driving or just the camber. You know, I like to do a lot of camber on my Choros. to give him that JDM look. So just compressing this. The front one's kind of catching the body there. See? So it gives that slam JDM show car look. So I think that would be cool if other companies did this, but with their realistic looking models. It's doubtful to make a limited vintage would do such. Yeah, same parent company, but okay, well, anyways, let's pull out some other Mitsubishis that I have here. So here are the standard 5 spokes on this IMEV police car. So just looking here, this one has a much more pronounced center cap than this. They're both solid. I painted these black, the recesses, I think. Oh no, it's not even painted, it's just the light's not getting in there. But when the light does get in there, you'll see it's a solid wheel. There's no air passing through. Alright, let's see what else here. Oh, another interesting one is this. This is a Mitsubishi Topo, but cartoon style from a specific cartoon called Ponyo. So this is a Mitsubishi Minica Topo. Ponyo is one of those Miyazaki films. So I think that's cool. I think it's the only ChoroQ I have that actually looks like a cartoon, like a real cartoon. These are all tuned, but they still look kind of like a real car. So like this one, it looks kind of like a real car, but not. This literally looks like a cartoon. Anyways, this is what? A Pajero, some sort of rally Pajero. I 3D printed my own wheels. Here's a different brand entirely. This is Wanda. It's a freebie that comes with a can of their coffee in Japan. I had to pay for it though. But pretty great for a free item. It doesn't have clear windows, but who cares? It's a cartoon car or tuned vehicle. So anyways, that's cool for a freebie. A little bit of a different type of deformation, lower, not as tall and goofy. So this is back to ChoroQ, 3D printed my own wheels. And this is a Pajero Dakar Rally. Yeah, 2004 Dakar Rally. Yeah, but see, the coin holder is really annoying. Oh well, they're not going to change. It's highly unlikely they're going to change. Alright, so there's some Mitsus. Let's bring in this thing here. So maybe off-roading, this Delica just did a jump in this crushing out its suspension. Alright, so I really like this whole opposability of the wheels. And I'll definitely get a few more of these things. Hopefully, well, I'm pretty sure this will become a common line. But I almost wish, again, the windows here, they're just too transparent. You can see right in there, those shiny 3 screws, right? It's almost like they should black out the windows or make them far more, or there should be an interior piece. That would be even nicer. Then they'd be more like Tiny Q, which very often do have interiors, or some of them do. Yeah, so I can understand the loss of the motor, but again, there's no need to have the coin holder then. They should lose the coin holders on all of them. ChoroQ Zeros are far too expensive to be zipping around a floor and getting slammed into walls. But some advancement is better than no advancement, and this is definitely an advancement in toy car collecting. So I'm all for it. Anyways, thanks for watching today. A lot longer than I thought it would be. And stay tuned. I got a Honda City or something like that from the same line coming up later on. Alright, bye now.